Hello to our most precious Hill City family. It was just such a joy to be back with you again in our first open air gathering, and I can't wait to see you again. As we continue toward the path of our new normal in these challenging and irritating times, my heart's desire is to bring you complete clarity so that you can know the vision and the strategy behind the new endeavor that we're deeming Church Anywhere as we continue to point people to Jesus and their purpose. Come on, say it together. Come on, we need to do that together. Before we get into those details, however, I wanted to remind us all of what James, the pastor of the Church of Jerusalem, wrote to his church about planning. He actually said that if we do anything without consulting the Lord and following his direction, we're foolish, because only God knows what's promised tomorrow. I think we can all resonate with that. Further, Solomon in the book of Proverbs said, "A man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And a godly man's steps are ordered by the Lord." This is simply what we want. We're praying, strategizing, and talking through every step that we take this summer. Though progress at times may seem slow, our process will be thorough. But more importantly than any detail that we put together, we believe that we're following the heart of the Lord in these challenging times. Please know that we will not do things just because other people are doing them. And to be frank, many of my friends who've opened up to me are experiencing much frustration because church, as usual, just isn't the same. People who aren't wearing masks are frustrated by mandates, and they're not very friendly, while others who are fearful for their personal health don't quite know if they can enter into a space without feeling uncomfortable. Some people feel comfortable in open air gatherings, other people feel comfortable only in homes, some feel uncomfortable in homes, and some would even prefer us to find a building to sanitize and meet in. And maybe some of you out there might want us just to break into Moon and just sneak church, have church underground within Moon again, and just face charges in the name of faith. Just kidding with you. But this poses extreme difficulty for us because of the size of our gatherings. As you can see, we kind of need a bigger tent, but my heart is telling me that safer, smaller. So as of July 12th, groups of people will be meeting in smaller spaces around the city to hold church together, in homes, in parks, on back porches, in our small facility in Leedsdale, and wherever else anywhere entails. Our desire is simply to create more options and smaller gatherings so that you can make deeper connections and in a much safer way throughout the summer. Church Anywhere groups start the week of July 12th, and I'm asking everyone, that's you, who is a part of the Hill City community to complete the interest form that will be linked to this video. Okay, so we realize that many of you are probably wondering, what is Church Anywhere? What does it look like? What can I expect when I get there? Let's talk about that for a second. Over the past several months, our team has been working extremely hard to fine-tune our online services to fit group gatherings for Church Anywhere. My heart's desire is that you don't just sit in the comfort of your living room and watch church, but that you engage, gather, and build the deepest Christian relationships that you've ever built in this season. I see messages being talked around the dinner table. I see scripture being shared in the presence of children. I see a healthy church in every neighborhood. Come on, let's go. This is going to be amazing. I believe the day is going to come when we will move beyond driving to church, and we will take the church into every neighborhood throughout the city. It's a bold vision, and I need to test it. Come on, I need to go there because God's leading us to do so. We've heard from many of you, wait, so this means that we're not gathering again? That's not the case. We're planning a once a month corporate gathering where we can get together and we can simply celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. We want this to be like Easter Sunday. I see baptisms, I see worship, I see a powerful message, but we're gathering together. So a month would look like this. 2 weeks of gathering in a Church Anywhere group to engage in a message together. 1 week of participating in a serving opportunity within the community, and the 4th week will simply be our entire church family coming back together all in one big meeting for church again in a celebratory manner. You might be asking, why can't I just watch church on my own? What's the gist here? Like, why? Well, it's a good question, but just hear me. You weren't meant to live life on your own. God didn't create you to sit on a couch and watch church. He created you to be the church. We don't want you to just watch alone. So now that you know a little bit more about what it is, here's how to participate. On Thursday, July 2nd, you should have received an email with a link to register. If not, you could register at hillcitypgh.com. Once you do so, between now and July 12th, we'll be working to get you connected into a group that fits. The first round of groups will go from July 12th through August. After that, we're going to have more direction for the fall. We want and encourage everyone who considers Hill City to be their church family to be a part of a Church Anywhere group. And so I'm going to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and to do so. In the 60s, there was this admiral named Admiral Stockstill who was a prisoner of war alongside of many of his soldiers. He was held captive for many years and pulled out and tortured at least 20 times. This guy, Jim Collins, who wrote the book Good to Great, asked Admiral Stockstill who it was that didn't make it. Stockstill simply looked at him and said, and it was the optimists who died. And he said, why? He said, well, they would say this Christmas we're getting out, and then Christmas would come and Christmas would go, and spring would come and Christmas again the next year. He said, those men who were the optimists died of a broken heart. The ones who lived were the ones who faced the brutal reality in front of them while never wavering in the faith that they would prevail in the end. To my dearest, kind-hearted, most patient Hill City family, I often don't know why God called a guy like me to be your quote-unquote admiral, but I will tell you, we're facing the brutal facts. We will remain unwavering, and we will prevail in the end. Abraham, our father of faith, taught us this in Romans 4. It says he wasn't weakened in faith when he considered his own body, but he considered that God was able to do what he had promised. I strongly believe the messages that I spoke to you over the last month, that there are 3 things that we can find in the Bible that Christ is doing right now. One of them is building his church. When we look at the church as an organization, we will face the fears that it too can be shut down by draconian laws and rules that disregard the assembling of believers together. But when we look at the church of what it truly is, the called out ones, the people who gather together not to hear and be a glorified social club, but to influence culture, then we realize that it can never be shut down. So come on, rest assured, Hill City, Christ is building his church. We shall prevail. I hope this message helps you today. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. I love you guys with all of my heart. Come on, let's shake this city up together.